Wubba-lubba-dub-dub! 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 Wubba-lubba-dub-dub!
Wubba-lubba-dub-dub. But wait, who really built the Citadel of Ricks? Was it Rick? Was it Evil Morty? Or was it someone way scarier hiding in the shadows? Today, we dive deep into the mysterious origin of the Citadel. And trust me, this rabbit hole is crazier than Rick after 6 beers.
Hey, Rick! Need me for any adventure?
The Citadel is one of the biggest mysteries in Rick and Morty. First introduced in close Rick counters of the Rick kind, it's basically a floating space city full of Ricks and Mortys from across the multiverse. But here's the catch.
You are seriously hurting the Citadel experience! Listen to me! Drop the gun! Death is coming for us all, and the Citadel is a weapon of mass destruction!
Rick C-137, our main Rick, never liked it. He always made it clear, the Citadel is just a bunch of losers who couldn't handle being free. So, if Rick hates it so much, why does it exist in the first place?
Morning, I'm Rick D716B, and I'm Rick D716. Must be nice.
The official surface story says Ricks built the Citadel as a safe place after being hunted across the multiverse. It was a defense system, a government, a way to keep order among infinite versions of themselves. But come on, this doesn't sound like Rick, right? Rick is all about chaos, freedom, and hating authority. Why would he build the exact thing he despises?
As of Earth Dimension C-137, you are under arrest for crimes against alternate Ricks by the...
One theory suggests the Citadel was part of Evil Morty's plan all along. Think about it. Evil Morty wants control, order, and revenge on Ricks. What better way than to gather every Rick in one giant floating prison? Maybe the Citadel wasn't built by Ricks, but for Ricks.
Yeah, most timelines have a Rick, and most Ricks have a Morty. This place is a real who's who of who's you and me.
Evil Morty just had to rise to power, and then boom, he's running the whole system. Remember in the Ricklantis Mixup, Evil Morty takes control like it was his destiny. Maybe because it always was.
We're closed! Get out of here! Sorry he says that every time you come in.
Another theory, the Council of Ricks created the Citadel, not our Rick. Imagine a group of less rebellious Ricks who decided to create structure. These Ricks weren't as wild as C-137, so they built a system to keep themselves safe and powerful. Our Rick just ignored it and kept drinking. This would explain why Rick calls them sellouts and why he hates the Council.
Evil Citadel guy, so instead you live next to a bunch of cloned Mortys on an asteroid? What do we do now? Go home? We decide where home is.
But here's the real mindbender. The Citadel might not just be a city, it's a symbol. It represents what happens when Ricks give up their individuality. Instead of being the smartest man alive, they become part of a boring system. And that's Rick's worst nightmare. Becoming average, predictable, and controlled.
Jeez, I didn't know there were still Ricks and Mortys living on the Citadel. I wonder what their day-to-day lives are like.
Clue 1. In the Ricklantis Mixup, we see Ricks working 9-to-5 jobs, Mortys being factory workers. It's dystopia, not freedom. Clue 2. Evil Morty's speech about breaking free from the central finite curve shows he hates the same system Ricks supposedly created. Clue 3. The fact that Ricks are always killed, replaced, and cloned at the Citadel means it's not paradise. It's a prison.
You think I did this? Why am I the first Rick you pull in every time a Rick stubs his toe?
The episode clearly shows the class divide. Rich Ricks in politics, worker Ricks in factories. Morty's treated like second-class citizens. It's almost like the Citadel is a reflection of our own society, just twisted into a multiverse joke. But when you look at it seriously, it's proof the Citadel was designed to control, not to protect.
Learn your lesson, which you won't, so then I'll kill you too.
Remember when Evil Rick was introduced, controlled by Evil Morty? That entire plot hinted that Mortys were already being used as pawns against Ricks. The fact that this happened outside the Citadel, but still connected to its politics, shows that Morty manipulation and Rick control go hand in hand. If Mortys were already being weaponized before we even saw the Citadel, maybe the Citadel itself was just the next step in that plan.
All right, never been a sidekick guy, but I'm starting to see the value. You want a job? We could be like Batman and Robin.
When Rick escapes prison, he brags about destroying the council. But more importantly, he shows that he had no fear of the Citadel system. This shows one thing. If Rick C-137 had ever wanted the Citadel, he could have taken it, but he didn't care. That means its origin isn't his story, it's someone else's.
Sorry, I am not staring at you. I am taking your mugshot.
In the Season 5 finale, we see flashbacks of Rick's tragic past. This includes his hatred for control and systems, showing he's driven by freedom and revenge. If Rick's personal trauma is built on rejecting systems of control, then the Citadel is basically everything he hates in one giant floating city. Mortys are shown in schools, factories, and even as sidekicks to corrupt Ricks. Why does the Citadel need so many Mortys? Maybe because they're the only ones who can hide a Rick's brainwaves, or maybe because the system was never about protecting Ricks at all, it was about keeping Mortys chained to them. Evil Morty doesn't just destroy the Citadel, he destroys the entire system it was protecting. This was the ultimate reveal. The Citadel wasn't just a city, it was a cage, and Evil Morty wasn't just breaking walls, he was breaking destiny.
So was the Citadel built by Ricks, by Evil Morty, or by something even scarier we haven't seen yet? Either way, the Citadel shows us the one thing Ricks fear the most. Isn't death, isn't Morty's, but losing their freedom. And maybe, just maybe, that's why Evil Morty is the only one who can beat them at their own game. What do you think, Rickheads? Who built the Citadel? Ricks, Evil Morty, or someone else? Drop your wildest theory in the comments, because in the multiverse, anything's possible. And remember, don't be just another Rick in the crowd. Stay swifty.